Okay, fine. Okay, now after getting this, so what this person will do is like this particular length of mirror, no, is going to place on the ground. Then we'll see what conditions will come. The same thing. In this case, will he able to see himself completely? We have to really analyze the situations. Huh? We have to really analyze and fight with the conditions available. Now, as usual, the terminology. So this will be edge. Let me go for pen. No, this is his edge, this eye, and this is his foot. Now, lower end of the mirror, upper end of the mirror is M1, M2. It is on ground. Both the person. What is the length of the mirror? He has took it to be h by 2. Okay, what all will be visible for him? Say, what is the basic condition? The rays, the rays from the foot will go and get reflected. Means what part of the body will be visible? The rays emitted by the body when they fall on the mirror, and the reflected rays, if they enter into eye, is the person is able to see himself. New means the rays emitted by different parts of the body when they are incident on the mirror. After reflection, those rays, if they enter into eye, then corresponding to those reflected rays, the person is able to see himself. That's a basic necessity. Next question comes: why person will emit light? I think he is not a luminous person. No? Then what actually happens? Maybe standing in sunlight, or maybe in a room he has switched on the tube light, the light coming from the like an electric bulb. The light coming from the electric bulb will fall on the person, get reflected, then will fall on the mirror, then it will enter into his eyes, then he is able to see himself. In pitch dark room, no light will be incident on person, and there won't be any reflected light by the person, and no light will reach the mirror, and no question of seeing himself. Getting the background now, that's the basic idea. Hmm? Let's assume that some sunlight is falling on him. Okay, now the rays coming from the, no, I'll just start in the little bit way like this. So there's a ray. Is it possible? What are the basic conditions? The angle of incidence should be equal to angle of reflection. Now look at this, total height of the person is h and height of the mirror is h by 2. I kept it. So definitely this would be the midpoint of h, this one. And what about here? This will be h by 2, no? So this should be h by 2. So that the definitely the rays will reach here. So what is the correction I should make it here now? These rays in fact will not reach is a eye, will strike his forehead or will strike his ears. So what is the condition here? The same basic idea. Now the rays emitted by is able to make it out. So what is this distance? This will be again h by 10. What will be visible for the person? Yes, kept that particular mirror on the ground. No. Look at the rays emitted by his arms. Cannot reach his eye, no. So the rays emitted by his like a left arm will go strike and will reach here. The rays emitted by his chest will reach here. So the rays emitted by various parts of the body after striking mirror, if they enter into eye, the person is able to view himself. Now, what part will be visible is what we have to check it here now. How to judge this one? No. So what part will be visible? So only this particular point will be visible, not even his foot. Only one point. Is unable to see his ears. So this will not be visible. Is nose or this one is chest, arms, belly. This will not be visible. His foot will not be visible. Only this particular point. The rays emitted by this part of his pant, what happen, is able to enter the eye. What about here? These rays will not enter. You check it. Not this length. Only this particular point is what visible. Very dangerous. No. The same mirror, if it was somewhere here, we are able to is able to himself completely. That one is able to view himself completely. So therefore, now what is the condition now? Only this particular point will be visible. Only point P on his pants is visible. Okay, getting now. So why the dressing table? So if you look at the basic design of dressing table, so how do that? We will. I think most of you might have come across that dressing table. Why the mirror should be if this the dressing table? This is basically mirror, and will go for some wood for its protection. Then here will give cupboards, no, and it will be placed at height. Why it should be placed at a certain height? The reason is the earlier problem. If the mirror, minimum length of mirror, what happen? If you go for minimum length, no, if it is raised to certain height from the ground, then what happen? The minimum length is sufficient to see one's full image. There's a typical dressing table. What you notice? This will be our mirror. So if it rise certain height, no, then the minimum length will be sufficient. Little. So suppose if you place on the ground, no, only one point will be visible. This will be more dangerous. Okay, now let's take a situation where the height of the mirror is, the length of the mirror is 3h by 4. Then what all will be visible? We'll check it. Again, the necessary condition is the HE, head, eye, and this is foot equal to h by 10. Or you can neglect that HE is equal to directly with I, we can discuss the problem. Like previous problem, I made HE equal to h by 10. If you want, you can avoid that h by 10. So you usually this distance will be very small. We can neglect it. Let me not take that one directly. Or okay, we'll continue. Nothing is there. Now, what will be visible for him? So those rays emitted by the eye, so like emitted by the body, like this, some rough ray diagram is what I'm taking. What about his foot? The rays emitted by foot after reflection, they can enter into eye. Like this will have a some rough diagram. Now, any other ray which is somewhere here will enter into eye. There's no problem. So this part of the body is visible. What about this? Will not be visible. So this part of the body, what happened, will be visible from his arm to till his foot, what happened will be visible. So this much of length of the body will be visible for him. Okay, take this one. So the distances will be, this is x, and the distance is y. This you can take it y. We'll go for some indication of the thing. Okay, let this be. Let me draw one more separate. Three h by 4. This distance, I'll assume it to be h only, because a lot of calculations will get involved. H is equal to 0. His eye, will let it be the distance between his ears and the eye, let it be very small, so we can take it to be I, that one. So our calculations will get simplified. So now we know this distance is 3h by 4, and we know this distance is h. Unnecessary more calculations will get involved. So this is his eye, this is a foot. So this is M1, this is M2. What was our question? What length of the body will be visible? So from the diagram, okay, this should be the theta 1, theta 1. So what is this length? This remaining length will be h by 4. So this will be h by 4. So now this remaining length will be h by 2. No, his foot will be visible. Yes, his foot will be visible. We need to, it will be that one. So shall we say that this part of the body will be visible? Y length, Y length of the body, the person will see. Let me write the sentence properly. Is Y length. What is Y? Y should be equal to, shall we write h by 2? The person sees h by 2 length of, the person sees h by 2 length of his body image in mirror. It's a very simplified way. So the moment you make h equal to 0, h equal to 0 means usually I will be just below the forehead, no? So this distance matters. So to make it problem simple, we made h equal to 0. So what length of the body will be visible? This is able to see his foot, his knee, his lap. Is unable to see his belly or what belt is wearing, the buttons, the chest, all these are not visible. What about, sir, why is like a elbow is not visible here? So the rays emitted by the elbow after striking the mirror will not reach eye. You can see here. Where the rays from somewhere here, you can see that this one can reach eye. It can reach eye. So let me show some other color. Some black color line. Let me take it. So you can see very much possible. Getting this one? So like this is what we have to draw the ray diagram. See, there is no formula here. The students will try to think formula. You have to analyze through a ray diagram here. So shall I write, this is what the visible part. And what is this? This is equal to h by 2. What be comment? I'm able to see the lower half of the body. So the person will comment, I'm lower half of the body. I'm able to see my lower half of the body's image in mirror. That will be his comment. Okay, let's take the next condition. Is it advisable? I think, see, like a length of the mirror 3h by 4 is unable to see is upper half. If the length of the mirror is h by 2, is able to see himself completely. The reason the mirror should be raised certain height from the ground. Are you able to see this? There's a ground. These problems are very important. There's a ground. So if you just lift the mirror from the ground, what happened? The minimum length h by 2, that is sufficient. He's able to see himself completely. But the same mirror, if you place on the ground of length h by 2, is able to see only his point P. Now 3h by 4, S is able to see this part. Okay, these are some problems what you'll encounter. Okay.